Hello and welcome to the third video of EDINA Basics. This video is for newcomers who have successfully passed their first validation. Now that you've been successfully validated, you are eligible for Gitcoin points. Go to Gitcoin's site, passport.gitcoin.co. Sign in using your preferred wallet. Once you are on the dashboard page, click on EDINA. Since you have just passed your validation, your status in EDINA protocol is newbie. So select newbie here and click verify. Proceed with the transaction in the pop-up window, and after that, you're done. Gitcoin will verify your EDINA status, and points will be visible on your dashboard. You have successfully claimed your Gitcoin points. Passing a validation does not give you a permanent status in the EDINA ecosystem. Don't forget that your identity on EDINA will not stay validated forever. Newbie status will remain only for the duration of the current epoch, and you need to attend the next validation as well if you want to keep it. If users with newbie status don't attend the next validation, or if they fail the validation, their identity will revert back to non-validated status, and then those users would have to again find an invitation and do the entire process again. So don't forget to attend all upcoming validations without miss, which can save you the trouble of having to look for an invitation again. And with time, as your accuracy increases, your status will be upgraded to verified, and then later to human, which have some extra benefits as compared to newbie status. Now, you need to perform some actions to be eligible for the next validation. To attend the next validation, you are required to create and submit 3 flips, which will be solved by other users during that validation. If you do not submit the flips before the next validation, you will not be allowed to attend it, and it will be counted as a fail if you try to attend it. When creating flips, keep in mind not to break any of the rules mentioned in the first video so you don't get reported and miss out on EDINA token rewards. Yes, when you create flips for the next validation, you earn EDINA token rewards if all your flips are accepted. That is, majority of the users approve your flips during validation. Try to create flips that are original, interesting, and unique. You can use any image you find on the internet, or you can create your own images. Unlike non-validated users, validated users can do much more on EDINA chain rather than just send and receive EDINA tokens. Users who have passed their first validation can create flips, create Oracle voting, vote, advertise stuff, run smart contracts, and perform mining. Mining on EDINA is optional. The great thing about it is that it does not require expensive hardware or large investments. EDINA mining node is lightweight, which means it can be run on almost any PC with a connection to the internet. But if you prefer, you can also run it on a VPS. To install the EDINA node on your PC, simply go to the official website, www.edina.io, click Node, scroll down, and select a node appropriate for your OS. Download the EDINA executable as per your OS and install it once it's downloaded. It will auto-launch after successful installation. Before you can start configuring your node, it needs to synchronize to the latest block. So after launch, you will see a screen something like this. You have to wait for the synchronization to complete. Then you can proceed to the next steps. Once the synchronization is complete, click on the Settings option on the left side. Click on the Import button. Here enter your private key plus the encryption password you entered when exporting the private key from the EDINA web app. Click on Import. Now your EDINA identity, which has passed the validation, will be imported on your EDINA node app. Only validated identities are allowed to mine tokens on EDINA. After the node has been fully synchronized with the chain, you are ready to mine. To start mining, simply turn the mining switch on. Node running is a crucial and important part of EDINA ecosystem. After your first validation, when you log in back to EDINA web app, you will see this message that your identity is in restricted mode. This is because EDINA requires a user to run a node to attend validation. There is also an option to use a shared node. That is, connect to a node run by someone else. So you can either rent a shared node directly within Edina web app, or you can enter shared node details if you possess them. If you are wondering why you didn't see this before, for your first validation, that is because for newcomers, that is first-timers who attend validation, Edina assigns them a random node to complete the first validation. However, once you pass your first validation, from then onwards, you have to configure these settings on your own. If you decide on connecting to a shared node rather than running your own, always try to connect to a node closer to you so that there is less latency and connectivity issues. You won't get the message of restricted state on your own node, and you can see that your status is online. Plus, there are other benefits of running your own node. You are in control, the network is more decentralized, and there are less chances of errors during validation. Unlike the web app, the desktop app can be used to attend the validation for free. However, if the ports on your router are not open for the Edina node, then you will not be connected to enough peers, which poses a great risk of failing the validation. To open ports, you will have to access your router's settings. Go to your Wi-Fi router settings and find the option, Port Forwarding. Different routers may have different UIs, but it should look somewhat similar to this image. For WAN start port and LAN host start port, enter the value 50505, and for WAN end port and LAN host end port, enter the value 50506. For LAN host IP address, you will have to find out your own IP address. To do that, type CMD in your taskbar and press enter. This will open up your command prompt. Type ipconfig and press enter. The address you're looking for is written under IPv4 address. Copy it and paste it into the port forwarding router settings in the LAN host IP address field. Enable and save the configuration and you're done. Your node should soon connect to 18 other peers. In case it doesn't, just exit the program and run it again. Another important thing is to know which type of identity on Edina entails what features and perks. But first, understand the difference between missing a validation and failing a validation. To miss a validation means to completely avoid it. To fail a validation means to either encounter a connection issue, experience a power cut, or simply fail to provide correct answers. Now let's look at the benefits of different identity status on Edina. Newbie identities are not allowed to either miss or fail the validation. If they miss or fail, they are reverted to the non-validated status, and all of their staked funds are burned. The identity status changes from newbie to verified after the user has solved more than 12 flips across all of their previous validations during a short session and has an average score of 75% or higher. Flips solved in the long session are not counted in this score. This usually happens after 3 consecutive successful validations and in some rare cases after 4. Verified users are allowed to miss a validation twice in a row. In case a verified user misses a validation, they should just wait and attend the next one. But if a verified user fails a validation, then the identity reverts to non-validated status and 100% of their staked funds are burned. The identity status changes from verified to human after the user has solved 24 or more flips across all of their previous validations during a short session and has an average score of 92% or higher. This usually happens after 5 consecutive and successful validations and in some rare cases after 4. Humans are allowed to miss validations twice, but they are only allowed to fail validation once. However, every user should try to not miss or fail validations. To find out more about Edina in greater detail, please visit our FAQ section and read our white paper.